Alright boys, welcome back to JJDL, this time week 6 against Brother Yubby. You can check out in the top right hand corner. If you missed the team builder, you're also able to check that one out in the top right hand corner. And you know what, you might as well scroll down and subscribe, man. We're playing Brother. He has a good team, does not bring what I expect in the slightest. He actually brings 3 Pokemon that I did not expect. He brings no Tyranitar, no Slowking, and no Iron Moth, and instead he brings Alcremie, he brings Rabombi, and he brings Bramblegast. So a little thrown off here for sure. So if you missed the team builder, our lead no matter what is going to be Uncle Mike. Uncle Mike matches up really well into everything. I think he's going to try to pressure webs immediately with Rabombi based on this team that he brought. I don't know what Alcremie could possibly be doing here, to be honest with you. And he's Terra Ghost Bramble, Terra Fire Drill. So we're going to unlock in this team. Have fun to Brother. Again, he leads Bramble. Okay, this is fine. So we are Uncle Mike against Bramblegast. If he's Terra Ghost and he throws off a Poltergeist, I have no item, so that doesn't matter. So if he throws off a Terra Blast, he is doing no damage. If he's Choice Banded, does he 2-hit KO me? Not usually. I'm going to throw up an SD. I'm going to bink an SD, I believe. And try to get... This is tough. Do I just want to Fire Punch and do a ton of damage to this Pokemon? I think it's worth it just Swords Dancing here. I think it's worth it just Swords Dancing. He doesn't usually 2-hit KO me. Unless he's adamant he doesn't 2-hit KO me. With Terra Blast, Poltergeist can't do any damage to me. He could, if he's banded, 2-hit KO me with Power Whip, but that'll get a read on his set. He's going to Power Whip. He is going to miss. That is super unfortunate, so I'm really sorry about that to Brother. That puts him in a really tough spot, because that did more than likely 2-hit KO me, depending on his set. And we can throw off a Fire Punch now. And Fire Punch should KO him as long as he's not Fizz Def, regardless of if he Terras or not. So that was a very unfortunate miss, and now we're at a +2 with Iron Hands, staring down this Pokemon. We're going to do a ton of damage. We're pretty much going to net a KO here. There's not really anything our opponent can throw. So he's going to use another Power Whip PP. It wouldn't have been a 2-hit KO quite. So we're going to Fire Punch off. He could potentially be Sash. He's not going to be Sash, and we are actually going to take the Bramblegast out clean. So fantastic. Goodbye, Bramblegast. It makes sense that he didn't want to Terra there, because I think Terra on Excadrill... that's why we brought Skarmory, to force it to where that Bramblegast could not Terra right there. It put the Excadrill in a really bad spot as far as having to Terra. So we are actually going to be able to pick up a KO there. It is possible the Rabombi comes in here and picks us off. For sure. Moonblast is about 67%, and I'm not sure what percentage we were at. It is very possible that he goes Rabombi and puts us in a tough spot. If he goes Alcremie, we're just going to hit it as hard as we possibly can. Based on him not going Rabombi immediately, I'm gonna assume that he's not super confident he can OHKO me. We are max special defense, no HP, and I don't know what HP number we landed at. He's gonna go Sandman, which is gonna be Excadrill, actually. No, wait, what? Rabombi, okay. So, Rabombi has a 12% chance to OHKO me unless he specs or unless he is boosting item. I don't have a great pivot into this regardless, so I think we are just... Uncle Mike did what he was supposed to. He got 1. Because he has the chance to OHKO, I think I am going to save Uncle Mike. Let me see if Uncle Mike has a chance to live a Surf from Grin. If it does, then I am going to save it, I think. You know what? It does. We're just going to save it. We're going to go Skarmory. I might regret this. If he specs, I will not regret this, though. But I think Uncle Mike still has a lot of usability. So, he's going to go for Moonblast here. 333, that is certainly specs, right? 233... to 236, 97. Am I crazy? That was a max roll if he is timid, so he could possibly be modest for sure. Let me write this down. He used 1 Moonblast. I expect him to get webs up now. He used 1 Moonblast. And in that case that he does get webs up, I really enjoy getting a spike up, so that's what we're going to go ahead and do here. I do anticipate the webs here. He's actually going to switch out here, so we're going to get 1 spike up on our opponent's side of the field. I'm not sure what his immediate switch into this is going to be. Alcremie? No, Grin. Okay, we're going to get a spike up. That's fine. We can pivot into our... Blastoise on this pretty easily. So his Rabombi might not have Sticky Web based on that, which is fantastic if so. We have our Iron Hands, which is still pretty healthy. We go Blastoise here. I'm just trying to think. If he is Protein... what is his play here? He could probably get up a Spike. I think a Spike would make sense. We go Blastoise, and the lovely thing about Bramble being gone is Spin is not blocked. So we're kind of just taking a second here to, get in our surroundings. We can go Blastoise, we can Flip Turn, we can get him Boulder, no matter what he goes. and we can net a KO. And I think that's what we want to do. We also break a potential Sash on the Rabombi now that we have that spike up. So I think we're in a good spot. I do anticipate him to potentially get a spike up here. He's probably going to reveal if he's protein or not. He's going to be protein based on that. Yep, he's going to be protein. He does reveal Ice Beam. Ice Beam. Okay. So we do reveal the AV. Almost undoubtedly. He did 54 damage. That's specs. That is specs, actually. Wow, okay. So he is going to be choice specs on that Blastoise. Like I said, we don't have a reason to not flip turn here. He's going to just switch out here. Pretty much no matter what he goes into, we get Boulder. Tickles. Is that Alcremie? Cure him. So he is not Boots, which is great to know. Not Boots. We flip turn. And I mean, do we just go Boulder? I don't think you can OHKO me in any scenario. You cannot OHKO me in any scenario. Unless you get 5 hits with Icicle Spear in your Scarf. I go Boulder, and I think I'm going to rip a Close Combat. Because Close Combat also covers the Excadrill switch in, and it should make him very uncomfortable to do so. But I mean, Mighty Cleave plus Spikes damage into Excadrill is not bad. And he could be Colbur on this. Not Colbur. Could be Chardy. Close Combat might just be my better play. It covers pretty much everything, and the things it doesn't cover we have pivots into. If he goes Alcremie, what do I go into? I guess that's my biggest question. Can Boulder with Mighty Cleave 2-hit KO Alcremie? It can. I think I'm just gonna click Mighty Cleave and see what he goes for here. I'm just gonna click Mighty Cleave and see if he wants to go into that Excadrill. This is gonna pressure him a lot if he goes Excadrill. We see if it's Boots. We make him kind of want to Terra. We can go Skarmory. Will he KO us? Absolutely. But if he Terras, then he doesn't have to switch into Mighty Cleave. So we put him in a really porous positioning here. We get the Mighty Cleave off. This should just KO. It does just KO. Goodbye, Cure in Black. We get a crit. Don't think that matters. Pretty much in any situation. The only downside of that crit is that he is not able to tell if I'm banded or not. He goes into Excadrill. So this is obviously a pretty telegraphed switch in. He is going to be Boots on this Excadrill, actually. So he's Boots on the Excadrill. I mean, I just go into... I can go Cuddles pretty easily. I think he's going to spin. I think Cuddles puts him in a really bad spot. So that's what we're going to do here. I think he spins only if his Rabombi is Sash. We're going to switch out here. We're going to see what our opponent goes into. Or what our opponent does. He could spin. He could rock. We could see a high horsepower come off. He's going to actually make a double here into Grin. Probably. Which is a great double if so. No, he goes Alcremie. Okay. So I'm actually unsure of what to do in this situation here. Not Boots. Probably lefties. Lefties. So he's at what? 94%. I mean, Blood Moon does a ton of damage to this Pokemon. I could also just go hard into Boulder. Because I'm not really worried about this Pokemon doing anything. I think I'm going to Blood Moon, force a recover turn, and go Boulder. I think is the sequence of events where he's actually going to switch out here. So that is great information because that tells me that that Pokemon cannot beat Ursaluna Blood Moon. He goes back into Excadrill, so that's a little weird because this is my check to you. Oh my goodness. Do we get a crit? We get a crit. I'm sorry about that. We are getting a lot of crits. However, I'm not sure how much that one matters, to be honest with you. We could Vacuum Wave now, though. That does put us in a position to be able to Vacuum Wave. Let me see if that would be our best play at this position. Terra Fire, Vacuum Wave would not pick up the KO from this range. We're just going to go for the Earth Power here. We could have Vacuum Wave twice as well. Earth Power covers a potential switch out if he wants to do that. That crit is kind of... I don't think that crit's that big since we can't KO with Vacuum Wave. But maybe if he wanted to make another double to save this Pokemon, like go Rabombi on the Earth Power, he is going to Terra here. So he's going to go ahead and Terra Fire. And we're going to see what he goes for. He's at about 25%, we'll say. The Terra Fire does come off. Just so he doesn't die to the Vacuum Wave. Good play by our opponent. He goes for Terra Blast. It's going to do pitiful damage. Yeah, about 106. 108, if I could count. And down goes Excadrill. So, we have Grin, Rabombi, and Alcremie left. Honestly, the scariest Pokemon is Alcremie at this point. If he's like Double Dance Stored Power, that could be a little horrifying. He goes Grin. He is Specs. We know that for a fact. We are just going to go right into our Blastoise. Pretty telegraphed switch, but it is what it is. If he U-turns, we just go into... he's at 76. If he U-turns, we just go into Boulder. We flip turn into Boulder, get a little bit of damage on the Alcremie. So he's going to go for the U-turn here. So pretty much no matter what this turn, I am going to go for the flip turn. He does go Alcremie. We're going to take another 12 and then get recovered 6. So he's going to be at 88. We're going to flip turn from Blastoise. We're going to do about... If he's max, we do about 15 to 17. We flip turn. We assume he's slower than us. We go Boulder. We click Mighty Cleave again. And if he doesn't Acid Armor, we 2-hit KO. The flip turn off. If he's Fizz Def, we do 20. He's certainly Fizz Def. Fizz Def. We do about 15 now. So I meant 15, I said 20. He's about 73. We go Boulder. Mighty Cleave shouldn't KO him from this range, but it should do a damn lot. And he does Acid Armor here. So this set could be problematic for sure. In fact, we might just not be able to beat this set outright. If he's just no defense +2, Mighty Cleave should still 2-hit KO from this range, so that's what we're going to go for. Our opponent's thinking pretty hard here, and the only reason I can assume they're thinking is because I could be Sword Stance. Because I got a crit earlier, they'd have no idea if I'm banded or not. That looks like at 2-hit KOs if they did not Acid Armor again. They Calm Mind. It looks like this is going to be close, and even if it doesn't KO, if they are draining Kiss Sword power, we should beat this just fine with 2 more Mighty Cleaves. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to Mighty Cleave again here. If they recover, we're in a tricky spot, though. We're going to Mighty Cleave again. We're praying for no recover. Don't quite pick up on the KO. They're at about 10%. He's going to go for Draining Kiss, so we should be able to deal with this just fine. Yeah, 1 more Mighty Cleave should take that out, as far as I'm concerned. If not, it's very close. The next one should. Okay. Not quite. I mean, do I still win this game without Boulder if I let this go down? I mean, I don't think I have another play regardless. But I think the answer is yes. I do still win this game without Boulder. Yeah, I mean, I still have full health Raging Bolt. I still think I win this game. We Mighty Cleave again. Should take them out from this range. We'll see. There we go. So down goes out Creamy. Little bit dicey there, because if they were just recovered, they might have won the game. I mean, they would have been playing for a crit, right? And they weren't doing a ton of damage to things like Skarmory. Maybe we could have Roost stalled them, but we're able to do a ton of damage there. I still think we have great pieces to win this game, even if Boulder goes down. They can go Grin and Water Shuriken, or they can go Rabombi, Sandman. So they go Rabombi. This leads me to believe that they're Scarf. And I am just going to go... I am going to try to preserve the 6-0 because we had a really rough start to the season. I am going to go ahead and go Skarmory here. Disrespectful? Maybe, but I need as much diff as I can get right now. It could also be QD. Skarmory covers a QD set. Moonblast does not do quite enough. Do I want to... How much does 2 Grin, how much does a Skarmory Brave Bird do? It does 50. And we always have Blastoise. Maybe I do just Brave Bird. I think Brave Bird's the best play. It would take this Pokemon out. He's going to QD here. So we should KO this to Brave Bird. Trying to catch my Body Press Greed. Good play by our opponent. He should just drop. Yeah, goodbye. Rabombi crit. I don't think the crit mattered. We are getting a ton of crits, though. Down goes Rabombi. And then I think the only crit that really mattered, I think we got a crit against the... Oh, we got a miss against the Brambleghast. That definitely sucked. The crit against the Cure and Black also sucked just because he did not have the knowledge that I was banded. I don't know if it came into play, though. In comes Grin. I'm sorry, man. I do got to go for my... I got to go for my 6-0. No disrespect intended. I've had a really rough start to the season, so we're going to go Blastoise. We're going to see what they lock. If they lock Grass Knot, they could KO me. And in that case, I can just go into Raging Bolt and try to pick off his KO. We go Curdle. We're going to see what they click here. Does go for the Ice Beam Freezes. That's fine. We're going to Flip Turn now. We're just going to Body Press. We're not going to be disrespectful. Right? Does Body Press Oko? It does not, actually. So yeah, we are going to Flip Turn and we are going to go into Raging Bolt. And we're going to get Raging Bolt as KO. That doesn't play with potential freezes as well. We're going to Flip Turn, do a ton of damage. Again, no disrespect intended. I've just had a really tough start to the season, so we really needed to bounce back with as much differential as we could possibly get here. I'm going to go Raging Bolt. We're going to Thunderclap. The game should be over. Good game to Brother. Check him and all of the other JJDL coaches out down below. Raging Bolt's going to pick up the final KO on this game. Not quite, actually. I just threw away Raging Bolt for no reason. Okay. Never mind. We chew. I mean, I could have just Terra'd there, but I was going pretty fast. I kind of just... Did I deserve to die there? Absolutely. We're just going to Thunderclap again. Sorry about that, man. I actually feel... I'm super embarrassed about that one. Because I feel like that one was disrespectful. But good game to Brother. Again, We're 4-2 now. I told you guys after the transactions we're gonna go 6-2. I truly believe that. Shout out to brother, good game, all that good stuff. Check out everyone down below. If you watched this far, make sure to subscribe. If you are not already, it would mean the world. Thank you guys so much for watching. And for now, guys, this has been John Jr. signing off.